Okay, guys. Hi, everyone. We should be on live from the 5ers Trading Room. So, hi. Again, as usual on Monday, I'm doing the weekly forecast. So we go over the market, Forex market, indices as well. We try to talk about macro environment, some commodities as well. And yes, guys, tell me now. Let me know on the chat if you if the sound is good. I know that we try again to change the settings here, so the sound might be a bit improved from now. And yeah, say hi. Tell me where you're from, and from here we will start the session. Sound is okay. Okay, thanks for the feedback, Paul. I appreciate. Yeah, let's start by the classic way to start the week. Especially recently, I've been watching the dollar index chart, which was for me the main indicators and the main index to get some position in the Forex market. So let me show you the dollar index chart. This morning, again, we had a breakout on the dollar. This means the dollar is depreciating against the other currencies. Actually, it's very difficult to break a new low, but I believe it's a matter of few hours, even few minutes. And yeah, I'm still continuing with my view. I explained last Monday that I expected a dollar to be a bit weaker during the following weeks, even in the long term. If we take the long time scale view, which means a few years from now, yeah, the dollar might be a bit better, but actually the dollar is overextended. The market should reduce. Europe also increased their interest rates, or they're also battling the inflation. So that's why I already thought about dollar index starting to move down, and that's what we get. Let me show you the chart in a few minutes. Poland. Okay, interesting. And here we are on the dollar index. I think last week we topped here. We had an engulfing pattern here, especially on the yearly supply. If I go to the monthly chart, maybe we can see where the market stand. Yeah, so especially that spot here, the market get down. But again, I will continue with my point of view. The market here was overextended. At some point, the market need to get down, and that's what we see on the daily chart. The market get overextended all the way, and all the time we had a dip below. So what's happened here? The market get down. If you go to H4, and I think this was for me the signal that the market can go even lower. So we had this type of structure. Okay, so the market moved up, break out that spot, make a retest, and then enter this huge demand zone, which is a bit still struggling into that zone. You see, so this demand here, okay, this is actually a demand mid-range, we call that. And the market, you see, when the market reached to here last week, we had a bounce, and again here we had another bounce, and again today we are starting to retrace. And I think the next stop and the next phase for the dollar index will be to reach 105, which is here. You see there is a huge liquidity gap here. From 105 to 106.70, around that, there is a huge liquidity gap. That means the market can go straight to the next demand zone, and I think the next demand zone is also the top here. Okay, so it's around that zone. So there is a lot of place to go to dollar index in a weekly view. So yes, this is the H4 chart. The market, you see, didn't make an higher high. Okay, so it means that probably the market will push even down, even more in the bottom side. What I find interesting as well is, look guys here, maybe it's from the daily chart, I'm not sure, maybe, yeah, this is the, I'm generally not using the 8-hour chart, but here we look, we can find that the market, you see, it's still on the uptrend. Okay, so the market can still, it's actually testing here, it tests already one time. See, the market tests already one time here, the market starting to test, but I assume that the market will break this trend line and we will see a drop to the demand zone. That's what I see on the dollar index. And of course, it will be the same on the euro and on the pound dollar, for example. And we will go in the next few minutes into those pairs. If we go to the 15 minutes, you see the market already. This was Friday, so the market dipped below the demand zone, went into the zone, and then here we have, you see this cycle making here an higher high, but here fail, and you see it's like your head and shoulders here. We had the first head, the first shoulders, the second shoulders here, and we had the head, so the market break down below. And again, the market, I assume that the market will still have a dip below. Matteo, hello, I'm from France. I'm also from France. I speak French. Maybe you heard my accent already. And my thought about euro dollar, we will go right now in the euro dollar. This is the euro dollar. We'll try to get rid of all the line I already put. But you see, here it's been already like more than 10 days that the market is battling here in a big zone, and I think we can see also that in a H4. This is a big range zone. It's like 100 pips ups and down. And it's also the fact that we see on the dollar index. On the dollar index, we see the same movement ups and down. So this is quite the same. This is quite the same here. What I think, and I think I already discussed about that last Monday, but the euro dollar is still on a downtrend. Okay, the market is not, because the market moved from 1, which is the parity, to 1.02, that the euro dollar will go to 110 or whatever. Okay, the market is still on a big downtrend. Okay, we can see that here. Actually, the market, you see, is very struggling. Okay, very struggling here. Okay, so we are ups and down. The market don't move. I believe that today we will have already a breakout, because you see the market already, you know, rejects a lot of time this zone. I believe this might be also the moving average 20 or something like that. I'm looking at that because of the Bollinger Bands. And the market should reach the top of the range. That's what I think for the following week. And reach actually this spot. Okay, you see this spot was the bottom here, double bottom, breakout, and I believe that the market will push to reach that spot, which is also a year supply. It's still the downtrend. So again, that's what I think on the euro dollar. We might push again. All my analysis and the let's say trade ideas I'm providing to you is only from an educational purposes. Trading is at your own risk, so I don't take any responsibility. Be sure of risk management. So that's the main important things. Let's continue. Here you see on the H1 chart that the market already you know, touch this spot a lot of time. And at the bottom, okay, we already touch a lot of time. So here actually the price start to reach the top of the range. and we might expect a breakout. Actually, if you're a trader, okay, I don't know how much it's efficient for you in a H4 chart, for example, to make a long here. Okay, we also think that the market will break out on the top side, but making a long here, okay, the risk reward would be very low. Okay, again, here you see on the M30 minutes or even M15 minutes that there is also a resistance here that the market is struggling, and then when it will break this resistance, we will go above to that supply. So there are still some levels in the market that still continue to face the euro to make a higher movement on the upside, and making a buy here again would not be let's say rewarding for you. Okay, I think the spot that we had last week to make a buy probably what was at that spot. You see, it was a demand. We touched one time, two time, three time already, and then the market bounced this morning. We had also another opportunity to make a buy at that demand spot. This one, that here, when the market is close to breaking out, this is not the good strategy to buy at that spot. Okay, again, I'm providing a higher time scale analysis. I'm looking at the H4 and daily chart, and that's actually what I'm thinking about. And I believe that we're going to see, let's say, a huge push out. Can see a lot of liquidity at that price. And also here on the M15-minute chart, we had like a type of head and shoulders. We had the first shoulder, the second shoulder that's starting to create here the head. Okay, so the market can still, continue, but again, if we take the M1 chart, the market you see is on the uptrend. The market really want to push higher than that. Generally, the market don't stay on an infinite time in this consolidation. The market will break at any point the structure. Okay, and if I take an example, here, for example, we had also a huge structure movement. Okay, we had here it was from the 11th of July to 15th of July, so it's around 4 days, and here it's 19th of July to 25th of July, so it's a bit longer. And I know that Saul already made an interesting trading room talking about trading time period, something like that. And I know that we take the average of how much time the market can consolidate before breaking out. And here I believe that we already changed hands in the euro dollar. We might have a movement either on the downside, either on the top side. My analysis and what I think also in the macro environment and what I see in the chart give me more indication that we can break out to reach the higher zone here. So that's my opinion. If we go to the pound dollar, the market already breaked out. Okay, the market already breaked out in the pound dollar. It was quite the same scenario. If I go to the H4, you see that this big zone here was exactly the same zone that we see in the euro dollar, which is this big zone. Okay, so in the euro dollar we are still in the zone. In the pound we already breaked out above. Again, this is also a signal for us to understand where we stand. Here we had look, it was a very good momentum to actually make a trade on the pound, but look at that. Okay, we had here a downtrend. Let me try to be even more accurate. Yeah, let's say this is accurate. Okay, so we had a triangle and the movement was all the time lower. Okay, so here we had a dip 400 pips, and then we moved down to 600 pips, and then you know, the market start to consolidate into a descending channel, and then we break out here. The market start already to push higher, and here the market already attract a lot of buying pressure. You see, when we had these huge candles, the market already attracts some buyers, and we might, I believe, expect a huge movement on the upside again. See, actually the pound already breaked out in that candle. Again, my type of trading will not be to buy the breakout. Generally, I'm not buying the breakout. I'm buying at the demand zone. I'm buying when the price is on the oversold position, for example. So even here, the price let me know that we might continue on the upside. Taking a buy spot here is not, first of all, it's not in my trading plan. This is not what I'm doing generally, but I know that some traders especially like to make this type of spot. In my opinion, buying in this type of market, when the market already had a huge movement and breakout, the risk reward will be very low. Okay, it might be 1 to 2 maximum, and managing this type of trade can be very difficult, because when you have a breakout at some point, okay, here we had a breakout, the market can, you know, make a retest, especially to that zone, okay, and then the market can continue on the upside. So again, that's my opinion. That's how I trade. I know that other traders trade differently, but yeah, in my opinion, I won't buy after a breakout. And again, this is my trading opinion. So this was for the dollar, currency, pound, euro. Maybe we can talk a bit about the dollar yen. I assume that also the dollar yen went down already a little bit. The market is on big trend, still continue. Yeah, again, might be very difficult to make anything here on the pound. On the sorry, on the yen. Okay, let's move into indices, guys. Let's move into indices. Well, I think already from last week still continue for some people that were already, sorry, I will just put it on small. For some traders that were already with me on last Monday, I was looking at the VIX, the VIX. I was looking at all the macro environment, and I told to myself that we might have here already a bottom in a short-term time frame, a bottom in the indices, and I expect already the market to get back. So this range already, you see, this is a key zone. We breaked out. Actually, we start to retest already last Friday, I assume. Okay, so we breaked out. We make few retests. The market try to continue here. What else? The next zone, if I go to the daily chart, you see the zone are very clear. Okay, we have the bottom price here, and we have on H4 chart this big support that already hold for more than few weeks, and then the market already breaked out. Okay, so you see what's happened here. The market, the same, was in a consolidation zone. A lot of points. I think it was, let's say from here to here, it's 4% ups and down during this H4 chart, and then here we had a breakout. This is not a powerful breakout, but still, when we go to the H1 chart and we see that the market after its breakout, you see, had multiple buyers here, meaning that okay, the market maybe tried to move into another zone. So this was interesting, and again, the next spot for me would be at that spot. Okay, so I'm still expecting the market to reach into that spot, which would be would be closely related to this zone you see on the screen here. This is the supply zone I'm looking for indices, especially on the S&P. And what is interesting also is we had if I go, I think it's on the 84 chart, even on the daily, maybe here. Okay, so we had in the we had on the daily chart, you see you're starting to downtrend in the S&P, and here we see that the market started to make some range consolidation and then breaking out that spot. So again, my next spot would be here. I highly think that here we might see a lot of selling pressure again to push down the price. There, you know, guys, in the US and in the world especially, there is still a lot of inflation. We are hiking interest rate. There is a lot of debt. There is still, let's say, a food crisis in Europe between Russia and Ukraine. I read today a news that Russia is starting to launch some rockets on Odessa, which is a city in Ukraine. So the wheat price, which was the commodity that I was looking for as well, bounced. So yeah, you know, we are not in a very good economy actually. So of course, I don't see that we can have a rally to the top. But again, we have the zone. We know where the market can react. Especially the market was down 30% from the high. The VIX also is around 26, 27 if I remember. So you know, there is not a lot of pressure. The market is on a downtrend, actually starting to move into a neutral phase because we already moved down 30% from the top. That's one of the big scenario. And let me check the dollar index on that spot. The US market will open in the next few minutes, in 8 minutes. So maybe we can see the opening together about indices. But yeah, again, I'm looking at I think my main spot for that week would be looking at the euro dollar, pound dollar, S&P to check if we can reach the top here. And if we talk about gold, again, last week I didn't pronounce myself on gold because we had a lot of movement, a lot of volatility, and it was very difficult to make any position. I know that at some point some traders, you know, react, especially at the bottom of the wicks here. We generally don't work a lot of time, okay? When generally you have some wicks here, you see the market accurately, okay? The market dipped down on one day and then had a lot of buy limits. So that what the market did, I highly assume that the market will have a retest into that zone in gold. Yeah, generally the gold likes to make this type of V, okay, like taking some buy limits, and then the market, we will see. It can be like a V shape in gold, because you see the market was already down from the top. You see, when you are in a big inflation market, generally gold tend to push up, and what's happened? The market of gold went down around 17%. Okay, and I didn't expect that, especially at that spot when the markets, you see, when the market were here, for example, I say, okay, the market will probably bounce up here, the market will continue make a new high, and the market still continue to depreciate. I didn't expect that on gold. Again, the market already like the market is always right. So the market breakdown, we touch a huge weekly spot, which is also work for that spot. It's where 1690, I think. 1690 we touched last week in gold, and then the market had a moment in the upside. Again, we should be very careful by looking at this area, for example, that already the market, you see, had small rejection already. If I see to the H1 chart, the market already break here, okay? So this is what I looked for as well. The market had a point here, test one time at the opening breakout. We test one time, two time, already three time. We see on the M30 minutes. There are two options. Again, I have, in my opinion, and I will continue by telling that I don't want to be selling gold, especially on this moment. So the only position I want to make in gold is especially buying. I missed the opportunity personally at that spot because the market was very bearish. I waited for, you know, a movement. This movement for me was so volatile that I couldn't enter in the market. Okay, I couldn't. Generally, I like to find, you know, some double bottom or something like that. But here, the market was, let's say, 1 hour into that spot. Okay, and then you see react in very fast on the top side. So it was very difficult to make an entry here because you had a low signal. Okay, you should be very accurate and very aggressive trader to open this type of trade. When you look at the weekly chart, and then you go to the M15, you see that the market start to consolidate. This, like the percentage of success in this type of trade is very low because generally we have a huge movement on the downside. It will attract your stop loss and then continue on the upside. So it was very difficult to attract the low here, and this movement, especially, I think it was last week, of 1.50% up movement was very difficult to catch, especially. So maybe from here we can continue. We have a bigger picture. This might be a spot to make a buy today. Again, we should be careful to not be greedy and expect to break out straight away into the 1800. So I believe the market will, again, you see, if we go to the M30 minutes, maybe touching here, we will see if we have a divergence in stochastics, for example, and then the market can, you know, reach the high. It's a short-term movement trade, but the market already had a huge movement up, so the market can slow down from here. Yeah, the pound dollar is continuing to rise, working out on the upside in the pound. The euro, it's probably liking to happen again. Probably we test again this supply. This supply was already tested a few times. You see, 1 time, 2 time, 3 time already this morning. The market can reach the top of the range, making a breakout. For that, we should look at the dollar index, and you see here the dollar index is getting done on the 15 minutes. Again, there is, you see, this type of demand here on the 15 minutes. But I think the demand is already consumed already. You see, we had a lot of buying here, 1 time, 2 time. It's way more for the market to hold. There is a lot of selling pressure, so we are likely to break out on the downside. Yeah, wheat is only 3% up, but the market crashed down 50%. So again, this is not a big movement. So I'm still will continue with what I said last week, that the food crisis that we had in Europe and in the world generally is almost finished. Russia resumed gas supplies to Europe, or I believe that the food market as well. And that's why I thought also that the indices might be in a better shape during the next few months. And here it will only confirm my point of view on that side. And if we go to the VIX, we will see that also the VIX is relatively low, 23, almost 24. So yeah. What about oil, guys? I know that we also went down in oil. 96. The market is don't want to break below the 95 support that hold for a long time already. But again, these demands will finish by breaking at some point. Okay, it's like the dollar index. The market touch 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see, it's almost around more than 10 times the market reached 95 dollar per barrel, and at some point we will see the market of oil maybe getting back to that zone, which is 85. Yeah, we probably topped here. Yeah, I expect also oil to continue. Oil is a bit different than gold because oil is known generally as a risky asset. So when the indices will move up, the oil will probably move up as well. Risky asset, they will move together, especially. Also in the COVID, it moved like oil, and you see at that spot here when the oil market went down below zero. Okay, so all that movement. Okay, there was a huge correlation between the S&P, let's say US indices, and oil. Of course, oil went down because another reasons. There were no demand because we were in lockdown. But at that spot, okay, when the market is on a risk-off environment, the oil will get down very brutally, and indices as well. And here it might be the same. When we will be on a risk-on environment, I believe we might be already talking about risk-on environment recently. We might also see oil again, maybe getting down from here for the next few weeks and then continue to the upside because there is a lack of supply, there is a lot of demand. I won't go deeper into the physical supply chain on oil, but I believe that we might reach again the top at 120, 130, 150, which is the top. But again, when the overall context is on a risk-on environment, oil will go up and indices will go up as well. Can yen strong tonight? Maybe let's talk about the yen. Wow, pound yen. Okay. I don't think this is not a gap here. I highly assume that this is not a gap. I'm just missing the data. Maybe let me check on dollar on the trading view. will not work. Okay. Yeah, you're short from here. I think how I read someone being short on pawn yen, which is you see here nice spot to go short on the pawn yen. The yen is very weak. The market might be here, and you see having here technical analysis being short here is good. Of course, you need to manage the position. Okay, you need to manage the position. You cannot let the trades. I think the TP here, for example, there is this should be very greedy. The market, I don't think the market will go back to here, especially on the pound yen. But again, you already had a fresh supply, and the market react very well here. And if you go to the 3 minutes, the market already tend to react. So yeah, this is nice. Here, this is the type of trades I would be especially looking for. Okay, the stop loss is very tight. Okay, so you had probably a buy limit here. The stop loss would be maybe I have let's say short position. Okay, so you might enter here. The stop loss would be that spot, and then maybe here at the middle of the month. Here the risk reward is 4, for example. Yeah, you see this type of trade here is quite interesting, and you will be exit the market here, which is the middle demand. Okay, I won't let my trade run straight to the bottom point. What I can do is taking here partial profits, and then the market let it continue. Yeah, the market already opens. So we have indices opening down. Maybe we can have an interesting trade here at some point. I like to trade the opening, especially on indices. I want actually to have another test again, even deeper. Yeah, but here also can be a nice spot to make a buy. Get back again to that spot, the opening. We may also scaling in, opening here. That's what we will do right now. We probably have 3 entry here on the S&P. But this is my first entry, especially at the spot here, and let's say my second entry can be at the bottom, and then my last entry would be you see at the demand point here. Yeah, this would be my third entry. I want to buy my second entry at the bottom of the range here. Okay, this is the bottom of the pre-market. Yeah, maybe I can put a buy limit, especially here. Buy limit 0.1. This will be my second entry, and then my third entry would be especially at that spot. Scaling in the market. Again, the market, you see, touched the bottom of today. Other I'm here on the S&P. I'm not taking an over exposure, okay? Because on the H4 chart already, the market, you see, had a huge pushed up. On the M30, we see that this type of structure, it was here creating an higher high, and here it was neutral, and here it was an higher low, okay? So I don't want to be overexposed because the market can have like a dip below my spot entry. So even the market can have, can buy the dip here at that spot. I don't want to be overexposed. So that's why I don't enter the full lot size, especially at that spot. And I wanted to scaling in, okay? So here my entry at this time is where is good. Generally, there is a lot of volatility at the opening. So we'll wait. Yes, also gold. I didn't put a buy limit on gold, but that was also a spot we see here, especially making a buy. The market already pushed a little bit here on gold. Not too much, but maybe I can buy like a small position as well. Okay, this is not the best entry here. My risk reward would be a bit lower than expected, but again, we had here the dip, the candle rejection already. Again, my execution was a bit bad. I came a bit late because I wanted to open the buy, especially at the bottom. I didn't look at gold. Was looking especially the S&P at some point. But yeah, here the stop loss would be again very tight. I can maybe reopen the market. Yeah, this is quite good. I also look at the stochastics here. You see below 20 starting to cross, especially here. So we are here on an oversold spot, consolidation zone. I want to react with that. Again, my execution is not the best, but we will do this with that. Maybe I can also reinforce my position. We'll see. We'll see. I think I have a runner already in the S&P. Hi, Jane from Kenya. Awesome. I'm from Alaska. Yeah, no way. Steve, send me a picture from Alaska. But yeah, how is some? If you're from Alaska? No way. Where are you from, Steve? Maybe you're really from Alaska, and it might be awesome. I really want to visit that spot. Yeah, you might be joking. Lot of beer. Salmon this month. I like salmon. I definitely like salmon. So if you can ship me to the 5ers office of salmon from Alaska, I would highly appreciate. But don't send me the beer. I don't want it. I'm bullish. Send me a bull already. Yeah, I might have here another entry. It's likely to break here on the on gold. As expected on the S&P, had a buying the dip at the opening, and then the market probably will go down. I put limits before, so I'm good to go. Yeah, 15 minutes already. Sorry, 50 minutes already, guys, that we are on live. I will continue myself trading the market from here. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah, it's finished for today. Again, I appreciate to do this type of trading room on Monday, talking about the overall context, looking the key zones in the most important assets for the week. So again, the dollar will be into my top list to look for. Euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar yen maybe. Again, very difficult to make something in the yen. So I will put aside again for this week. And here, indices, you have S&P that can continue to have to give some push. Gold as well already touched an interesting demand point. We touched last week 1,680, and then the market moved up. So yeah, might be important to monitor those assets. So yeah, thank you guys for being with me today. Saul will make the trading room tomorrow. I will be the trading room on Wednesday. We will try to make a more more interactive trading. I will maybe take some trades in front of you at the opening, following my strategy, and of course following my plan and what I did and explained already during the trading room today. So I highly appreciate being with me. So yeah, have a nice week, guys. Wish you a nice trading week. And yeah, Steve, I'm waiting for your salmon, son. Please send me a shipment. Okay, guys. See you and goodbye.